credit. They get ready to fuck with black people. They're not going to have a debtor's prison, but they're going to have a debtor's penalty. That you basically, if you got bad credit, you're not going to be able to get shit. But don't worry about it. Y'all ain't supposed to be goddamn wanting shit, no way.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? You know you're going to be wanting shit. Be goddamn, what else is there? So that's the point I'm trying to make. Damn some bad credit, like my man say, staple another page on my credit report. You know? Take the meat of my cell and put a motherfucking lock on it. Put another lock on it. You know what I'm saying? But they're going to do this shit here as a penalty. And you notice a lot of shit is going that way, man. You can't do shit now. You can't get a bank account, you can't do nothing. They're getting real tight on this bad credit shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just, and I'm gonna tell you, don't fuck around with, they got them MCI. Them motherfuckers call me every morning at 9 o'clock. Every morning at 9 o'clock. They call me. I can set my watch to it. I picked up my clock, the damn power surge, kicked off one day, my little digital clock on the floor, clicked off for a month. I said, fuck it, I ain't got no damn start up. I get a phone call every day at 9 o'clock. Like, goddamn. You know, this is some government shit that's going on. You see what I'm saying? But the key, so it's a lot of stuff that's going down here. There's a lot of stuff that's actually going down here. Now, this is one of the keys here, too. There was there's been two types of scenarios when it came to white folks. We had two arguments on the origin of white folks. One argument was climate adaptability. The other argument was creation, who somebody created them. The other climate adaptability was just supported by natural science. And things do change in climate. The other one was reported because we had that much information left behind by the ancients that said there was some gene splicing and stuff that went on. I say this to say that what I usually do to revise history is whenever we lock into some channels that we can rely on. In this particular case, we're channeling to Lavado and about 10 other entities that came and stuff. We traveling to a certain sector of the underworld, which is real precise. And as a result, the first thing I start doing is trying to clear up certain problems we have in history. So, when I ask the question, well, we know we got information based on the creation and gene splicing and stuff that created the white boy, and we know we got a lot of scholars saying climate adaptability, which we do know that we got several races based on climates around the world that have different climate, different features, different phenotypes, prototypes, and different things based on climate. And we could, and the scientists couldn't have created every goddamn thing to make it look different. And so, what the spirit realm, that's how you revise history, by going to the spirit realm. And the spirit realm, they will give clarity on it. And what they said was you basically had two things going on. You did have climate adaptability, where different races migrated, and based on the migration, they would have climate adaptability. And some white people, and there's a section of white people that was a part of the climate adaptability. Then they said, but also you did have the whole Yaku everything of gene splicing. So you had a point in history where you did also have people, because we got proof of that. The Egyptians say that in the Hermetic text. Our problem is we learn how to make another man. Now that's in black and white. And it was translated at a time when the person, they were just writing down what they saw. They didn't revise nothing and stuff and stuff. It was translated in the 30s. And that's what the Egyptians said. Our biggest problem, we created another man. And I did several takes on this. But we do have that that particular information based on gene splicing. So what the spirit realm said was, there was two things going on. There was a group of people that was created based on gene splicing, a laboratory experiment. And there was a group of white people, because that's what we're concerned about, that is doing stuff based on genetic, based on climate adaptability. And that's those particular ones that have the melanin production. And like the melanocytes might not be on the surface, but they do have melanin. And in so many words, all intents and purposes, those are black people that mutated in a climate adaptability. And that's what you see. And you can see this and stuff when you have certain white people that appear white, that have ultimate talent, they have ultra things, and they do things just like black people. And stuff like that. You can see this in certain music over the years and stuff like that. Now, some white people got some crazy shit, and you got some of them, their shit was authentic. Like I said, get some Steely Dan. There's some badass white boys. Genius of music, if you really want to get into some shit. Chicago, some real genius shit. You see what I'm saying? And all. As a matter of fact, Chicago was so tight until Maurice White, when he put more of the horns in his stuff in 1978, he used a system, he used the same musical system of Chicago. And as a matter of fact, some of the people that produced Chicago later on worked on him in his albums in the late 70s and early 80s. So we do know that you also have that type of element and stuff like that. So they were saying throughout history, you do have a black, white person. Now, the only thing I'm doing, I don't talk to stuff, but I'm clearing up history and stuff. Whereas you do have a group of people, and they talk about, you can see some of these people in the warmer climates, and you can see some of these particular people and stuff like that. So you do have one type of white person based on a genetic adaptability. And then you have a creative motherfucker based on a lab. And that's a person, a soulless entity. Now, I say that to say that the 5,000 people that rule the world, when the Jew Ralph Showman finally came up and gave the number, how many people is it that rule the world? 5,000 of them. That's a small group of people that rule the world, but it's more than what we thought. That rule the world, you best believe these are counterfeit, soulless individuals. You see what I'm saying? And then they even say, you can even go as far as the Asians, where they say you got a whole black population of China and different things like that. But then again, they say you got your whole Japanese thing, and they were saying that you got some type of gene splicing and stuff that went on with that too. But always trying to make history clear. You always wrote, and so what I did is I went in and we started cleaning up something. They were saying, there was, just like Diop and them was saying, and stuff, there was a genetic mutation in the ice where you had climate adaptability. But then you have a white person that was actually created. So there was two actual creation stories actually going on at this particular time and stuff like that. So we try to clear up a certain amount of history and stuff. We try to find out closer to what some stuff that actually went on. And this is some stuff that actually went on. But make no bones about it. Motherfuckers who rule and stuff, those 5,000, they genetically know where their origin come from. And them motherfuckers is trying to keep this shit going and stuff like that. Don't let nobody fool you. It's white supremacy. It's white supremacy. Now we say that to say that when this thing goes down, you have a transmigration of souls. You don't be surprised if you have some white fuckers transcending too, but remember, those are black people. They got a black genetic line. They have a black genetic line. It's very key that that type of stuff is actually going on. As like I had mentioned, like I also mentioned that what happened with why they would, and I talked about this summer, why they're giving this whole Sally Hemmitt thing and this whole thing about black people. They're using the Thomas Jefferson thing to say that some black people have this lineage of black and white families based on the slave master father and several children, and they use Thomas Jefferson as that type of reference. And the reason why they did that is like some people that we figured it out, the groups in New York, we figured it out that they was doing this is because they used Thomas Jefferson because he's a historical figure. So to bring this thing by, they're going to introduce it. We got these family members that's white. And a lot of us do. Like when my granddaddy died, this white man showed up at the damn funeral. This is 71. I said, what happened for that white man? And my mama said, that's your damn granddaddy brother. You see what I'm saying? Because his father was white and stuff. So you have these people in the lineage of the black family. Well, they were saying it was almost like what's his name gave did a special with Jim Brown, and he gave because he did some study on a lot of things, and I think it was something like what 100,000 or something. He gave a estimate of the number of how many people was fathered in slavery. It was like a couple of 100,000. He said it was a mass amount. Well, naturally. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But the key here is, why they're doing this, to tell you, and they just used the Thomas Jefferson thing when they started coming. They knew Thomas Jefferson had black slaves standing here. They knew this shit for years. But the reason why they came up with this thing and did the DNA testing and all this kind of thing here, and then they had all these PBS specials and had all these people to come and say, yeah, I was from this family, got these white people coming and they eat potato salad and all kind of shit like that. It's because, and so the group in New York figured it out. Brother Clemson Brown and them figured this shit out, that when they start, it so happened they do the damn reparation thing. I talked about a little bit about this summer. When they do the reparation thing, they start passing out the money. Because that's always an option. Because when they put it on 2020, that means it can be an option. Right. Because when the shit gets thick, they'll pass out the money. That's why now, because remember now with this Trent Law thing, the first thing they started doing was, they said that the Bill Clinton thing failed on talking about race. So we got to do it again. They talked about this shit the other day. We got to have more race relationship. So whenever the shit come down and they start talking reparations, here come the white people going, well, goddamn it, I'm in that fucking family too. And I'm just as much oppressed when somebody, my family member, would have beautiful black people over here and I wasn't able to share my life with them, knowing goddamn well anybody want to be around no nigga 10 feet. But they going to run this shit and it's going to be a discrepancy. Then you have to pay white folks too. Because they're part of the family. So this discrepancy is and stuff. So now it's interesting because all this shit has come down. Remember now they're scared. And they will pass out the reparation stuff. But now when all this stuff come down and they start talking to reparation, remember now, a part of this strip lock thing was that they got to talk about race. They got to talk about race. Now, like some white boy stepped to me in 1997. The white boy told me in Spank's Metaphysical Bookstore, he said, if America is to survive, we're going to have to open up the books, we're going to have to be honest, and we're going to have to tell all this bullshit that we did to fucking black people. Listen what the cracker told me. He said, if we got any chance, he said, we can't be shucking and jiving, we can't be lying, we're going to have to be honest, and we're going to have to face up to shit that we still don't want to talk about. You see what I'm saying? So that's an option, which goes back to this particular science. And that is that all that metaphysical stuff is not working. It's dead now. They got all the books. They got all that study. None of that shit is working. They put all these young white people in it. They couldn't produce nothing. And now, like I told you the last time I was here, they're looking for black folks. Because there's a brother here named David. He went to Tallahassee. Next thing you know, they stepping to him, wanting him to do research. And he was all happy about it. So, you know, the OTO wanted him to do research. I said, OTO is Aleister Crowley. That's Illuminati. I said, although Crowley, that shit was taken over. I said, when any group that's established like that, you best believe the Illuminati's in it. And stuff like that. I said, so, you know, I said, they're not interested in you doing no fucking research. They are at a standstill. Their shit is not working. And they need black people to come up and do the work. Now, the first thing happened is, Bill Clinton went and told the Scottish Rite, Freemasonry, that if they didn't put black people down for their shit, they was going to lose all of their 501c3 tax exempt and all this kind of entitlement shit. So the first thing they did is they stepped to Moors. Any Moors up in here? We got some Moors, you know. So they stepped to Moors, and some of the Moors got inducted into the Scottish Rite Freemasonry. I said, well, that's well and fine, because now it's interesting because the brother that stepped to the brother named David, these white guys stepped to him. They said that we are now doing work with Moorish organizations. And I said, no, what they're doing here is for some reason, when the shit go down, they're looking for some type of group to have some type of banner with, to align with. So they inducted a group of Moors into Scottish Rite Freemasonry. And I said, now don't be fooled by it. The Scottish Rite Freemasonry is the ones, along with Brene Brith, that started the Ku Klux Klan under Albert Pike. The book, The History of the ADL, the secret history of the ADL and the Ugly Truth. They go into the whole shit of Albert Pike and stuff. I said, so don't be. I said that they might have said it was the Bill Clinton that told them they're going to lose all this tax exempt status and all this shit if they only induct black people. I said, now, that's the banner that they do it. So when black people go and say, all of a sudden, you ask them, why the hell you want to fuck with us now? They will give you that legal bullshit. And I said, so you Moors is buying that bullshit. I said, but that ain't that. They need you. They need you to survive. Now remember, Carol quickly said, our only hope is some black people. The only hope to fight against the Illuminati is the urban black man and black woman in America. This is what the white boy said. And the book, the Zelator book with
Tragedy and Hope.
Huh?
Tragedy and Hope.
Tragedy and Hope with Carol Quigley?
Yeah.
Yeah, then there's the book the Zelator with the guy Mark Hetzel. Mark Hetzel or David Hetzel. Mark Hetzel. In that book, in their notes, they say we got to hook up with a black Masonic group. And they're not talking about black Masonry as we know. That's a joke. We're not talking about Penguin Brother shit. Stuff like that. We talk about, when they talk about black Masonry, they're talking about us, the ones who study this esoteric stuff. So now they're running scared now. And they done inducted some Moors and stuff recently in the Scottish Rite thing and all. They're trying to get people all up under the banner. So more and more, they're coming and they're trying to put black people down in these particular groups. You see what I'm saying? In these particular groups, trying to make this shit a one society. You see what I'm saying? And these particular groups. The key is they're doing it because they're not telling people that the magic is dead. Stuff that they're showing. Now you can go in, now the metaphysical books, there's tons of metaphysical books you can get a whole lot of metaphysical knowledge from. And the knowledge and the information is the same. And you can buy the magical books just to see how rituals are done. But as far as the magic that they sell you in the books, in the stores, that stuff doesn't work. That's why he got it in the stores. If it did work. Now, some of the only stuff that works on the planet is Palo Manombe, which is the most powerful. And that's why there's only a pamphlet came out. Now, we have located some big volume books that I'm going to get a hold to in January. But we had to get them out of Cuba. Now, it's interesting because some of the stuff that they say that during the time of the late 1950s and the early 1960s, that Palo Manombe was Palo, which is the Congo rights, was all you heard throughout the land, all over Cuba. And I said, God damn it, this is what the shit was about. That whole Cuba shit was, they was putting them motherfuckers on lockdown because that Palo is the most powerful shit on the planet. As a matter of fact, the Europe will say, don't fuck with Apollo, and they don't fuck with nobody who fuck with Apollo, which is the Congo rights. Now, come to find out, because the Yoruba had a whole dark side underworld shit, which is the basis. You have your seraphonic energies that work with the elemental forces of nature. Then you have your cherubonic energies, not evil, it's the most potent, powerful shit, and that's the stuff that you go to war with and stuff. So you can't go to war with Oshun and them things. Because they, first of all, it's so many of them is using that stuff that you get killed fucking around. Ask the niggas in Nigeria. So there's the Palo stuff, you see what I'm saying? But, and there's the Congo rights, now we've even located a dark side of Europe that the damn Yoruba priests threw away about 200 years ago. Or about 100 years ago. A strand of that shit they threw away. So, the real stuff that works, they don't print. The other stuff that they got, the systems as far as the dark stuff that they got is powerful, but these are systems that used to work that has now been defunct because the people stopped being practitioners to it years ago. Thousands of years ago, hundreds of years ago, and so the stuff dies. And these entities have to find a practitioner that deals with this type of stuff. Now, to deal with this type of stuff, that's why that's why it's very important, because the stuff because there was something magic that happened in some operations that I did, some magical operations that I did between the first of 2000 on up to now, and some amazing shit happened. Some amazing stuff happened recently, and that's why I'm here to give you the shit that works. Now, we're talking about warfare here now. Remember now, the key here is, like Peter Carroll said in the book Leave Null and Psychonaut, the Introduction to Chaos Magic, and although the theory of what they were dealing with this particular stuff was right, they still ain't got no power. They ain't got no juice. It ain't residing in. It's only residing based on ancestral knowledge that's with us. Okay? Now, we have living shit that now works. That now works. It's not in the Yoruba because that's been defunct. Yes, there's Yoruba society, and yes, you can do stuff on minor aspects of the magical stuff you can do. But it's not going to work as a system of trying to get this crap off your ass when the shit go down. That's why you need some other backup. But them motherfuckers know, damn it, we are not playing around now. Before, they say, well, even in I can only go by my experience. In the years that I was doing all the teaching, I had protection. Because the Isis and the Osiris and the Oshuns and all that stuff, all the stuff that we had to deal with was not powerful enough to do the trick that the crap roll on your ass. Because it's too old, white people are using it, the whole world is using it. They got whole Japanese societies that's using this shit. You see what I'm saying? That means, now, according to the little Necronomicon book that came out in 1977, they say that they was looking for some type of grimoire or some type of magical power that they could use to call them. This is what the Europeans were saying. And they was talking about actually fighting against the Illuminati and stuff. But the shit was fake. They have tried everything recently, and they did have a little bit of stuff. Now, some people ask this question. And the story goes that you had the Golden Dawn Society in the late 1800s. Am I boring you all? No? Okay, now, because I'm trying to give you some information on how shit is working. Because now we are really dealing with some shit that works. The Golden Dawn Society, when Napoleon and them came out of Hemmitt, and they had all this stuff coming out of Egypt, and they had the Book of the Dead translated, and all this stuff happened. They had the Golden Dawn Society with McGregor Mathers, and they had these entities called Secret Chief, and they started communicating with them. And for about 20 years, they communicated with them, and then one day they lost communication. Then Aleister Crowley picked it up through AWAS, and the communication continued with him until he died. But before he died, a guy by the name of Kenneth Grant came on the scene, and in 1955 he opened up the New Isis Lodge, a combination of New and Isis, and he opened up the New Isis Lodge. Now, Kenneth Grant used Gerald Massey. Now, Gerald Massey tell you that all this shit was black. So Kenneth Grant did the New Isis Lodge from 1955 to the early 60s, and then in 1972, he started producing a series of books and stuff. And Kenneth Grant started bringing out all this stuff and saying all this shit was black, all this stuff is black, all this stuff is black. So by the 1990s, when this New Age stuff came in, they told Samuel Weiser, they told Lou Ellen, book publishing, these are the people at the moon on the side, that's the people who published the metaphysical book. They told Lou Ellen, they told Samuel Weiser, they said, motherfucker, if y'all deal with Kenneth Grant and put any of his shit in your bibliography, we're going to take our books, our popular Crawley books and stuff, we're not going to let y'all distribute them. So Kenneth Grant became persona non grata and fucking a social pariah to the occult world, and he was basically saying all this shit is black, and it's all based on the ancestral stuff. And the only person he could hook up with was Michael Bertio, who did the Vodun Gnostic workbook, who was saying all this shit was black. You know, all this stuff was black and stuff. The Vodun Gnostic workbook. Then all of a sudden his stuff was seriously go out of print. A book that was $29 in 93 cost you fucking $400 on the internet now. But all they were saying all this stuff was black. But nevertheless, they were all looking for this new black, they was looking for this new science. Now Kenneth Grant says that we're looking for a center of power. We know that someplace on this planet there's going to be a center of power that is given to a people. Now this is the first thing now, when the white boys caught up with me in little 5 points, the first thing they said is, we understand that none of this shit that we're looking for is going to come out of a house. And I said, what is a house? A house is any organization that exists, that we see, that most people are talking about. He said, and even in the white community, you got to go to Dawn Society, you got to Crawley, you got the Theosophical Society, you got all these different societies. The Rosicrucians, you got this society and all this here. They say, whatever this new shit is going to be the shit, this Horus Heru energy is not going to come out of no existing organization on the planet. It's going to come from the least likely place. Okay? The least likely place. Now, the white boy has exhausted everything he can do to somehow tap into the magical force that's going to take the planet and the powers that be. Because I don't want to even say white folks no more, because white folks, since 9/11, white folks have proven to be some of the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet, and come to find out half of them ain't in power. Let's quit romanticizing this shit that every white motherfucker is in power and every white person is against us, because white people are stupid. They are stupid, they are spoiled by the spotted calf, and most of the white people you meet are dumbass motherfuckers. You can smell the jelly sandwiches a mile away. You see what I'm saying? That's what that shit is about. I'm telling you, I realize now that we romanticize that shit, that every white motherfucker we come into, he got that, you know, we got to, this shit, because them white motherfuckers, man, white people are dumb as shit. We see that the way they take a nigga couldn't even spell in 2000, and now he running shit, and motherfuckers is all behind him. You see what I'm saying? So we say the powers that be. But I know one thing, and I know this and stuff. They know who to fuck with and who not to fuck with.
You got that.
Now, this is the key.
You got that right.
And they say those who say don't and can't. You see what I'm saying? So anybody that's running that bullshit and all, and who have this overt appearance of trying to be in power ain't shit. Now the point I'm trying to make is this. Now going back to this particular science, everybody is looking for the ultimate power. We know this shit ain't gonna come from no Judeo-Christian sect. I want to show you something. I want to ask you this particular question. Let's take the hell concept, because most Christians are scared of going to hell. If they're going to destroy the physical earth, how could there be a hell? They say your soul won't burn in hell. The soul is an invisible, visible particle. There is no location of hell. The whole concept can't happen if there's no physical earth. You see what I'm saying? The soul itself is a particle of fire. The soul itself is that which burns. You see, the whole concept is stupid. You see what I'm saying? But when you told shit from a damn child, you just keep on dealing. You see, now, going back to this particular science here is, try to understand this. They were all looking for the center of power. Okay, now let's break this thing down to the least common denominator of what we got to work with so you understand this thing. The ancient stuff, ancient Egyptian, ancient Sumerian, ancient whatever, those were systems that was in place. Then the people, the practitioners died out, went underground, and those things became dead for years until people picked them back up. Now, it can't be the religious aspect, the three major religions, because those are things that are fragments that was made into a political religion off of something that was very remote and ancient. So those are basically fake in the first place.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And we know that they ain't got no power because they went along for as long as we had the bullshit that we've been going through, then we have had these bullshit religions, and they somehow go hand in hand with all the bullshit that's going on down here. So they help hold the lowest level in place. You see what I'm saying? So we know it's not that. Okay, you go to India, you got Buddhism. Buddhism is a later representation of Hinduism, but Hinduism, the original stuff is still deteriorating. It's far removed from the real thing. So, that leaves West Africa as the most potent stuff that we have. Then you got your Yoruba and you have your Voodoo, which is dominant in that particular thing. You got some small offshoots. But the thing about it is, those particular societies, somewhere in the last 1,000 years, they have basically pruned away the underworld mysteries, which, what is on top? They tell you in the Kabbalah, you can use these diagrams. The tree that exists that we have now that we worship as the gods, they exist in this dimension, in this dispensation of time. The dark side of the tree, or the back side of the tree, is called the dark side of the tree, or the back side of the tree. In Kabbalah, it's called the underworld. In the ancient Egyptian mystery system, in ancient society, it's called hell and purgatory and all these things in the later religions. Sheol and all that. It says that the back side of the tree, of the underworld, will be the world that will exist in the future. Because you can't get light from light. I'm sorry. Light can't come from light. Light can only come from darkness. Okay, so we got the West African stuff, we got Voodoo, we got some parts of that they were using in Haiti, which has the graveyard stuff, which is the underworld stuff, and it also has, they have part of a Congo rites and different stuff like that, but over the years that's been deteriorated. Then you have the Yoruba, they have gotten rid of most of the underworld stuff. And one of the chief components of their underworld stuff is Apollo stuff that they tell nobody to deal with. Which leaves the Apollo, which nobody can seem to find no information on. You can't find it on the internet. One sister tapped into a little bit off the internet, but the only little book they had was Montenegro book. Other than these bigger books we have located, we're going to be getting sometime in the new year, probably in the next week or so. But you can't hardly, you have to get this shit from Haiti. No, from Cuba. This leaves this. Now, the power, which is the most deadliest, powerful shit they got. Now, this is the key. I did some series of things to the Apollo starting in September, well, I started in January of 2000. No, I started in June of 2000, I did a ritual to the Apollo. But I had the Yoruba stuff down, and I had some of the Vodou stuff down, which is fused in with some of the Yoruba deities. And it didn't work because they don't get along. Ogun, specifically, his job was at one dispensation time was specifically was to hold down Kumbanda, which is the underworld, Zarabanda. Zarabanda is a form of Anubis, Tahuti, and you get El Cristo Negro in there, and El Cristo Rey. These are forms of Osiris. So, Ogun, Obatala, and those particular realms, which are seraphonic realms, try to understand. Then you got your Divas, which is your light realm. You got your Asuras, which is your dark realm. That's in India. Your Asuras are the parents to the Divas. They are much more superior than the Divas, but they lost their realm and was suppressed while this world was created and went on for so many millions of years. Now, it's the same thing. So, the Yoruba entities hold down Kumbanda or Zarabanda in there. Now, so when I first did the rituals, I fused them all together. Nothing worked because they don't get along. So by August, I cleaned up the ritual room, and I took down the voodoo, which is fused in with some of the Yoruba, and I took down the Yoruba. And the Zarabanda or the Congo rights was left by themselves, and they started working immediately. So I did a ritual to enter into that particular realm on September the 9th of 2000. And I've been working with them ever since. And as a result, 10 entities came in 2001. One of the last entities to come was Lavado, which is the chief dragon entity, and he is the later day form of Horus in a new name. Horus Heru would be an old name that for 10,000 years ago. It would be too old to use, and with a new name, he said, my name is Lavado, which came from the sisters. Now, this is the key. This is the key. So I did a ritual to Lavado on 8/11, August the 11th of 2002. The most interesting thing happened. The Palos, which is the Palo Manome, that is, y'all gotta hear this. Try to understand, this is very important. Because what we're dealing with here now is shit that's happening before our eyes. We're not dealing with concepts. These are the babies of the Palos. And I have them on my front living room floor. The most interesting thing happened. Now I did the ritual to Lavado. When he first came in, the first thing he did is when he announced he came in on May the 1st of 2002. May 21st, 2002. The first thing he did is he went to a brother named Mansour's house and burnt down his damn bathroom. And shit. Then they announced this movie, Rain of Fire, and they got this male dragon up in the thing. That's Lavado. So we did this ritual, and the first thing he did is he came and kicked ass. And everybody started getting broke, getting fucked up, all kind of shit started happening. We was already broke, but shit just got real worse, just bad. He was cleaning the house. Then shit started easing up and stuff. Then this is what happened. I did the ritual, and in the last month or so, last 2 months, 2 to 3 months, I noticed something. I had these babies on my floor since since July or since August of 2000. These big babies, and they were just as black as you see in this book. These particular babies. This is El Cristo Negro and El Cristo Rey, which is these signals, these sigils. The most amazing thing happened with this here, with these babies. I took these things, we did the ritual, and all of a sudden, these things start fading. I didn't think nothing of it, I thought I had some moisture in the house. I've been down there for 2 years. They just started fading. I'm going past in 2 or 3 days. I'm thinking this shit fading. I say, well, you know, maybe these things, you know, got moisture. I noticed other Xerox shit wasn't fading. But then one day I stopped and I realized something. It was 11 of these entities. And all of them faded except Zarabanda, who sits in the middle. He's the chief entity. Zarabanda, who sits in the middle. Zarabanda, El Cristo Negro didn't fade, and La Santissima Muerte didn't fade. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. And it wasn't like they was on one end. Like, let's say they faded on one end. Then I could say, well, that was the end that got the sunlight. They all faded all the way to the middle, and that one didn't fade. Zarabanda in the middle didn't fade. Santissima Muerte, which is at the bottom, didn't fade. And El Cristo Negro didn't fade. Negro didn't fade. And I said, God damn, what the fuck is going on? I said, well, man, there's some magical shit going on. Then it all hit me what went on. And that is this. And this is the mystery to this thing. You have the gods of the underworld, which is the Osirian realm. But one day the Osirian realm will rise up and retake the earth. Now the gods of the underworld is nothing but your soul. Now, I'm tying this shit in now. Try to understand where I'm coming from here, because you gotta get the tape, because it's some profound shit that's happening. Now try to understand this. Try to understand where I'm coming from here. What this shit was telling me was Labrador came back, which was like a redeemer for the underworld. That's a form of Horus. That's a Christ energy. We do the ritual. The first thing start happening is these pictures on the floor, these babies start fading. They get almost till you can't see them. But the one in the middle, Zarabanda, which is the doorway to the other universe, he's the one you call on. El Cristo Negro and El Cristo Rey. No, El Cristo Negro and La Santissima Muerte. That's a very powerful female entity and stuff. And she is wild. The first thing that start happening here is they don't fade. Then I realize what is going on here. The other entities, which is this dark side, they start transmutating into new beings. Now follow me here. Because the shit on my floor is telling a story on what's happening in the physical world, which is also happening inside of your goddamn bodies. And that's why they gotta dehydrate you, because they know if you drink water at the wrong time in the next couple of damn weeks on into when this shit happens, starting with the solstice today, they know that your monkey ass might have a damn different reaction. Because the stuff that's fading on the floor is like a transmutation. No, I'm talking about this thing mutates into a new entity. Well, these things start mutating into a new entity. They're showing me on the floor what's happening here. And there's a funny thing happening. I get a call from California, and we get 11 new names of these entities that come from this sister in California, which is the part of the circle. We get 11 new names, and then we get the 11 new names in June. It take me before the shit start fading, and I realize what's going on. The 11 entities that's in here: Santissima Petrima, Santissima Muerte, Madre de la Luna, San Simon, Mama Chola, San Prisco Tisuchi Reyes. We got 11 new names on which these dark side entities will turn into once they become glorified spirits and retake the earth. So we get a physical sign that something is mutating and these entities are rising up. Then we get 11 new names of these entities that's actually coming. So what this is all saying now, you still got to relate it to you, because it's an alchemical change that is coming on in you. You see what I'm saying? Now, go back. The Crackers was looking for some shit. But all that stuff is exhausted. And right up here in the damn ghetto, we get these entities that we fucking around with. Entities that they tried to damn shut out of the United States. They don't put in no books, no bibliographies. They rarely talk about damn Apollo. And then all of a damn sudden, the Apollos turn into these other fucking entities. There's this new shit that not even the practitioners of Apollo got. And we got a hold of this shit. And we talking about some stuff that is working right offhand. Now let me tell you the rest of the story. Labrador calls up spiritually and says, you gotta take a damn trip. And I didn't know I could piece this shit together. It's been this way, I think, since 75, or since 95 or 94, and it just came to me what the shit happened, and it all came to me. One sister called up and said, hey, let's go to fucking Vegas for Christmas. I said, yeah, okay, cool, we'll see what's gonna happen. And then it just hit me. Wait a fucking damn minute. You had Hemmitt in the East, the old Egypt. In the Hermetic text, they say there will be a new Egypt that will rise. We know that's America. We know that's Washington, D.C. But then it all hit me what the fuck was going on. And it's been there for like 5 or 6 years. It just took me this damn December to realize what the fuck was going on. When the sister called and said that, I didn't know that it was a channel coming from her when she said, let's get to hell to Vegas, and I just figured the goddamn shit out. The Luxor Hotel, with the Sphinx, the pyramid, all that shit is in damn Vegas. And I said, oh, fuck. So then Labrador comes and said, motherfucker, we want to get your ass down to the Luxor fucking hotel and do a goddamn ritual up in that shit. On Christmas Day. So I'm leaving out tomorrow morning to goddamn Las Vegas. And shit, to go to fucking Las Vegas to do this shit. To do this particular whatchamacallit and all. And I said, this shit is, this is some powerful shit that's going on. Because they say it now, on the Travel Channel, they say that this is a miraculous thing because we talk about a fucking desert and every goddamn shit got to be imported in. Even the trees and everything else. But remember, the desert is where the damn downtrodden lives. And they say this thing rising up from the ashes in the desert. I said, goddamn, I got to get to Vegas to do this shit. So on Christmas Day, I'll be in motherfucking damn Vegas and shit. doing this shit in Vegas. You see what I'm saying? Now, the key here is, now, as a group out of Chicago, they said, because we get people from all over doing this stuff. This group out of Chicago said that they were waiting on this particular solstice for Horus to mature. Labrador said, hell, his birthday is on December 25th, which is the Horus day. They said they were waiting for Horus or Heru to mature. These sisters got this thing, some brothers got this shit from got this stuff from some sisters and brothers out of Chicago. So they know some stuff is going down. That is why Bush had to come in with the Homeland Security, and they got everything in place. They got every damn thing in place. But the thing about them here is that they're so arrogant and stuff, they have basically written off the black community in the particular aspect. They're thinking it's some kind of thing based on social unrest. Or whatever the deal is on what they're doing. They got everything in place. And they're just doing it because they just can do it. I guess they're just bored. They said, we're just going to lock down the American people. And stuff like that. We're going to lock down the American people. So they got everything in place. And stuff. So the point I'm trying to make is this here now. Now the key here is, they already know that with some water, you can turn into a new entity. Now, this is what's happening also that I'm telling you, we got to be transformed. I used to go into meditation back in the early 90s when I was meditating a lot. I sit there down there for hours and shit, just, and every now and then I get there, and I think after a while I really go into a trance type state. Now, it's so powerful, ever since October, every time I go into meditation, I close my eyes and do 2 or 3 breathing, and I'm there, click, just like that. That means that the physical realm is now merged with the spirit realm, And there is no, and to the point where as the spirit realm is completely strong and it's running this shit. And it's right there. It's like it's grasping. That's why the ancestors are able to do more than what they used to do in the physical realm. You see what I'm saying? They're able to do more. Go get the movie Ghost when the guy in the Ghost, when in the movie Ghost with your boy Patrick Swayze. He caught all kind of hell until the other guy had to tell him how to use his own body because it took him a damn couple of days, a couple of weeks. Maybe a couple of months based on the way the shit went. We're talking about some real powerful stuff that's happening ancestrally, and they can tap, the shit is there. So when I go into, when I go into trance, bam! As soon as I close my eyes, I'm on a whole nother level. I'm on a whole nother level and stuff like that. So we know that the actual stuff is actually there. How much time we got on that?
You got a little while yet, about 10 minutes.
About 10 minutes. We know the stuff is actually there. Now, let's see here. A couple of things and all. We're gonna let me see what else I got on these notes. I got a lot of notes that we gotta get through. To understand more of this particular fairy kingdom or this ancestral kingdom, one sister saw a fairy the other night. Try to understand more of this ancestral kingdom. Go get the movie Photographing Fairies, a must see. Photographing Fairies. Get that particular movie. Photographing Fairies to try to understand this particular aspect. Now this is interesting because Labrador came, which is this Horus energy, his color is blue. I talked about that last time, and I told you what we want you to do is build an altar. Build an altar to Labrador. Build an altar to Labrador. And how you build that altar to Labrador, you need a blue candle, blue material, and anything else you can get blue. He liked it because his color is blue, and find you a dragon. You can find a blue dragon, fine, but just find any dragon. Now the key here is also, I talked about that the last time, to make this energy very strong. I was right before Thanksgiving, I'm in the fucking store, because my birthday was on Thanksgiving, I'm in the store. And I'm walking, and I bent down, and I picked up this fucking damn 12-pack. And I'm walking, trying to go buy some food, and I look, I got a 12-pack of fucking blue Pepsi in my fucking hand. I said, what the shit the hell I got this blue Pepsi shit for? And I just picked it up, I don't know why I picked it up, and it was in my hand, I didn't even know I had it in my hand. And I was getting ready to put it down in Labrador, I challenged and said, my color is blue. I said, oh shit. I said, okay, so fuck it, I bought me some goddamn blue Pepsi. Put some of that shit on this altar. He likes that shit. That shit on his altar, and certainly a couple of cans of this shit also too, because we're talking some spiritual shit. Remember again, it is not the actual Pepsi, it is the gateway in the way they come through. He said in my ear, right in the Colorado, he said, motherfucker, I'm the one that brought out that blue Pepsi. I'm like, God damn. That's fun. And he said his color was blue, but this is how the spirit is working. And so we're not talking to all you motherfuckers that you want to rely on all this shit. You ain't getting no fucking well. I'm trying to tell you how the spirit works. It ain't coming through the conventional ways. It's coming through what the spirit. So when he said, I brought out that shit, I said, fuck it, I'm gonna buy the blue Pepsi. I'm gonna buy the damn blue Pepsi. And shit, so I put the shit on the altar, and I start taking a couple of cans of that shit, call on Labrador, Labrador comes through. Just like I said, God damn, this shit is working. So it's just interesting how things are actually going on. Let's see a few other things here. Like I said, a lot of women are actually feeling pregnant. And I'm getting this from a lot of women. And they're not pregnant, they just say they feel like they're giving birth to something. That means it's something spiritual. Now, what's his name? He's talking about doing this with the soldiers and all this kind of thing, but since they ain't gonna have no war, he's gonna have to up this. Bush is talking this smallpox shit. Smallpox vaccine. Right. You see what I'm saying? You see, smallpox vaccine. So whatever you do, don't take no shots. You know what I'm saying? Even if you gotta tell them you worship Satan, get in some tradition or whatever. Of course, you know that works now. That works. You tell them that, they don't fuck with you. Yeah, that works. They figure any black person is so scared of going to hell and love Jesus, you gonna say you goddamn worship Satan. They be like, wait, you can Jesus. So we know that shit works. But they deal with this smallpox thing. It's another part of the damn lockdown. This cracker is going with this shit every damn day. They go on with this thing every day. They ain't pulling out no stops when it comes to this particular things that's going on. So it's very key. Another spiritual thing is the Zimbabwe shit that's going on. These crackers, these niggas is kicking these crackers off the land. Yes. Now that's spiritual. That's spiritual. You see what I'm saying? That is doggone spiritual. Kicking these crackers off the doggone land. Very key. That's, some things are happening and stuff. So, like I said, ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying? And whether the crackers are having opposition to it over here or something.
Oh, yeah.
They have the gall.
Believe that.
Who? What he said, yeah.
Oh, Bush mad about it too. He can stay
Is
there.
he a fucking fool? But what happened when the damn British came over and took the fucking land?
They didn't pay them for it.
They only made like 2% of Zimbabwe. They own like 98% of the land.
That's right. They need to kill all of them. They need to kill them. They need to kill them and shit. The cracker can have policy. He can go take land in modern times. Right now. He right now can say, he can right now have an ordinance and come take your fucking house. It ain't shit you can do. Big way for the highway. And yeah, we'll hit that damn shit. Yeah.
Kill the babies. Kill the grandmamas. Kill them all.
Huh?
Kill the grandmamas. Kill the babies. Kill the granddads. Kill them all.
Yeah. I'm saying, So this kind of thing. So that's some positive shit. Now also, don't get me wrong. Now this shit that happened with this thing that happened with Holly Berry and the whole James Bond shit. That's a new way to say, look, she started out with a redneck in the movie that got an Academy Award, and as a result, she has been catapulted to with the most elite cracker. Right. See what I'm saying? She's been a catapult, and they had a hope that she was on 15 magazines when she was going on. You see what I'm saying? 15 magazines, that's a ritual. That's a ritual. And and here it is again, it's the still promoting now sisters it's okay. You could have a redneck. So they know damn well that elite motherfucker wouldn't be caught dead with y'all Negroes. Y'all ain't elite yourself, but I'm just trying to say. You see, they know one thing based on survival is they're elite. They gonna have their white woman as they damn wife. So they are better than the black man when it comes to that shit. We haven't learned. We always follow white folks. Why we ain't following that and find out why is it the greatest of them always have their damn white, what you call it? You see what I'm saying? So this is the key. They have, they got this thing here where they say you was with your redneck, but now you can be with James Bond. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker, all the women he done fucked in the damn since 1962. He got 4,000 venereal disease and shit. You can have this old nasty problem. You know what I'm saying? When he's a white man instead, since 1962. You call it from Sean Connery to whatever. You know what I'm saying? The character got all kinds of shit. But no, she was James Bond now. And that's the key, still trying to put that thing past. Even the cartoon Batman, the little cartoon Batman, the one, the last cartoon they had. Batman and Beyond, one of them, he got a black girlfriend on this shit. The little white boy Batman, it's a young, one in his early 20s, he got him a black girlfriend on this shit. This shit is key on how they rolling this thing here and stuff, trying to get the sister. But they know, they're not trying to integrate you with the power elite. They're trying to tell you that it's okay for you to go get an old stringy head, mayonnaise sandwich, motherfucking white boy. A jelly sandwich, redneck. A Forrest Gump, motherfucker. And here you are, Queen of the earth running around the motherfucking forest. Yeah, they got melatonin implants. Melatonin implants. Tan implants should save some worshipers' skin. Now, it goes on to say in Sydney, Australia, they got these particular people, and what they have done here is they have it says, dubbed the Barbie drug, melatonin stimulates the production of the melanin pigments in the skin, which causes a tan. It causes people to tan and helps prevent damage from potentially cancer-causing rays. Melanin melanin in the skin is the initial sunscreen. It has a protective rating, and says Wayne Milan, chief executive of the Melbourne-based Epitan, which has developed the drug. And in so many words, what they say here is that they can take a implant and put in the body, and this particular implant basically will secrete melatonin. It says this potentially lethal rays that fight skin cancer. It says this new drug implant hits the market in a few years. Anytime they say a few years, they already have it. So they said that they got a new drug implant that will hit the market in a few years, and it is designed to allow a sun-free tanning and help prevent skin cancer. The implants of using the drug melatonin are being developed by the biotech firm in Sydney, Australia, one of the world's highest rates of skin cancers. One of the highest rates of skin cancers is in Australia. So they have this actual melatonin implant these white people got, and it basically